Alright, ladies and gentlemen, what's up? Um, it's probably like my first YouTube video in a fat minute on a new channel, but I'm doing a book talk and I have to do this for language arts, but I'll probably come out with more during the summer, hopefully, with less boring things, but you know how it is. Just got a lot of things. But let's get into it. So my book is called Charlie Bone and the Invisible Boy. For those of you who have read it, just comment down below about what was your favorite part during it and how, like, because like I don't have much of an opinion on it. I just don't even, I mean, I've read it multiple times. I just, yeah. It's by Jenny Nimmo, so go check out some of her other books too. um I might have another video with with one of the other books, but hopefully something more less boring. All right, let's see. All right, so we're gonna kind of go in order. So it's gonna be like setting and characters and blah 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 blah. So the setting, Charlie Bone, Charlie, like the main character, he's a normal 10-year-old attending Bloor's Academy, which is like a school for like the gifted, basically, kind of like Hogwarts, but not as crazy. Everything's not flying everywhere. You know what I mean? No broomsticks. Um, Charlie thinks he's normal, which for 10 years he's never really experienced anything out of the norm. But then he just kind of finds out something different. Like, he is far from normal. Like, he comes from a long line of wizards and witches. He lives on 9 Filbert Street in London, which I feel like London's pretty cool. Like, look at all like the water. Like, it's something like Bob Ross would have painted. Like, it looks so good. I love the bridge, like the shadows under the bridge, the water, the clock tower, just everything. Like, all some of my favorite movies just have all those things in it. Yeah. Find out what happens next. So characters. So I don't know if you can see it very good, but in the back there's characters. So in the middle, the one holding the book, the little short dude, that's Charlie. And then the dude to the left of him, the black dude, that's Lysander Sage. So he plays he's a big role in Charlie's life also. Like, he comes later in his life, and then the rest are just other friends. Far left is a tag along kid. I don't even know who that is. To the far right, the 3 people on the far right, those are the twins, and they're just really creepy because they have telekinesis. So I don't think you want to mess with them. And the other dude is Manfred Bloor, the really tall guy. He's just one of the creepy teachers. Not necessarily a teacher, but he's like a master, head boy, really nerdy. Yeah. All right. So first up is Uncle Peyton, or Patton, however you want to say it. I say Peyton because it looks like Peyton. Um. Peyton is Charlie's great uncle, of course. He plays a big role in Charlie's life. He is number one on the list, of course. You can see that. Next is Benjamin. Big Ben, he's probably one of my favorites because he's got a cool dog named Runner Bean, which I like dogs. So, but Ben just has been Charlie's best friend since the beginning of their time, at least, which is not too long, about 10 years. Kind of reminds me of like Greg, like a relation between Greg and Rowley off of Diary of a Wimpy Kid, because two best friends, they've known each other for the longest time, and one of them is just kind of like the leader, like he's the brains of everything, and the other is just there, like, because either he's the test dummy or he's just there, just got caught up in it. Um, but yeah, he's also a big part in Charlie's life since the beginning in the first book. Next is Billy Raven, and Billy Raven is the really short kid, the shortest with the blue cloak on, if you can see him, with the red eyes and the white hair. And he's an 8-year-old, he's a confused 8-year-old that can talk to animals, hence the red eyes, just like beast eyes. He is tricked in the first part to go against Charlie by a 100-year-old creepy man named Ezekiel. He owns Bloor's Academy. But then Billy Raven turns out in the end and just becomes one of Charlie's best friends, and a big, just a big part in the book too. And last but not least, Charlie. Can't have it on this list without the main character. Charlie is the leader, of course. He is the one who has to make all the tough decisions, but he is not alone, and he and his friends team up to stop an evil force and solve a mystery. It takes all of them to do it, not just one. I feel like that's really good. Next is conflict, which is probably my favorite because all my favorite movies have conflict in them, and all my favorite books. The main conflict is the invisible boy, Oliver Sparks. Ollie goes missing a couple terms ago and hasn't been found. Everybody just assumes he's dead, even the teachers, but Charlie suspects something else. He and his friends venture into the attic of Bloor's Academy but solves two mysteries. Two. Not one, but two. Read the book to find out the rest is all I can say because I don't spoil things. Next is the theme. Theme is a really big part in a lot of stories because first of all, it's like the lesson. It teaches you what it's all about. This book has multiple, but I've just named off two. Not one, but two. The biggest is friendship. To solve this mystery, Charlie and friends need to work as a team and use their skills to find the missing person and defeat the evil forces. Another is never give up. I mean, my favorite players in the NBA, Michael Jordan, he just never gave up, and he's failed over and over again, and that's why he succeeds. The team never gives up, even though it gets hard. They keep pushing each other. My favorite scene in this book has to be when Charlie finds out his secret, and it's not like they all have special abilities like powers, like their own sets, but his is just insane. Like you just have to read the book to find it out. And those who have already read it, you know what I'm talking about. That's also when all the problems and drama start to occur, which is oh, what a coincidence. Recommendation. I would recommend this book to those who like suspense and mystery. This book has so many cliffhangers you just can't put it down. I mean, I'm not exaggerating when I say I've spent hours in just one day reading this book. Y'all might think I'm crazy and weird, but it's a good book. Like I used to hate reading and now I just love it because of this book. I would also recommend reading the first book called Midnight for Charlie Bone. You have to read the first book and the second book. This The Invisible Boy is the third, and then they have like 7 or 8 others like Harry Potter. But and just subscribe, leave a like.